Good morning from the beautiful mountains. If you missed the last episode, Nick and I had a killer day yesterday. We hit a lake with our kayaks and we had a fun day catching trout. Ended the night with one of our best dinners that we've ever made together. And then today, it's continuation of where we left off yesterday. We're taking it easy because it's camping first, fishing second. Sun is up and high, and this is the scenery that we wake ourselves up to this morning. We're gonna eat breakfast and then eventually load up here. And then we're gonna hit a different lake today. And today we're gonna target primarily bass. Yesterday we were targeting primarily trout with a hint of crappie and bass on the side. Today, since we've had our trout fix, we're gonna push bass to the priority and see if we can't catch some pre-spawn largemouth bass. Looks like nothing came and messed with our food. That's leftover stir fry. We got some potato salad that Nick cooked up from scratch yesterday. And then we did some cleaned the best to our ability so that we don't have to do it today. This is our tailgate kitchen. And then I think this morning we're gonna eat a good breakfast, but we need to make more rice and do some cooking this morning. Meanwhile, this is how we're transporting our kayaks. So Nick has his kayak on his trunk bed. My kayak is over there all lonely on the ground because we needed my trunk yesterday to go grab a bunch of wood. So after that, put the wood there, use some, and then since my trunk was open, turned it into our kitchen. Key to a fire, start small and start dry if you can. Quite a breakfast there, Nick.
That looks good, dude. I'm so hungry, dude. I hope you're hungry because let's eat, dude.
All right.
Oh.
Fresh white rice cooked out of an aroma rice cooker. I don't know what he's doing. Leftover elk stir fry. And then Nick just brewed up some fresh eggs.
All right, folks. So I got my breakfast already done. Samong's not gonna be behind. He's getting his breakfast.
Is this all the eggs for me, or is there?
Yeah, you can take it all.
Nah, I think this is enough for me. You can have that.
All right, cool. What? So,
Leftover elk stir fry.
that's Samong's elk stir fry. I made the eggs. Samong made the stir fry last night. Still a whole bunch left over.
You gotta overcook on purpose.
For real.
And then Nick's potato salad from yesterday.
So glad I got some of that.
This is fire. And then obviously rice. Is it ever too early for some sriracha? I don't think so. Probably is an answer. I'm just not very smart. Nick and I, we have a long day, so we're trying to grub as much as we can. And then we have like a 2-hour drive to our next lake, next destination. So I'm gonna be honest, you are the best egg cooker I know.
I hope so. I hope you're right. You're flattering me.
That's my opinion, so of course I'm right. One thing I do is I leave this little Mystery Ranch pouch in my truck because this is my travel personal hygiene kit. So I've got toothpaste in here. I've got all sorts of different medicine like cortisone here for those trips where you get eaten alive by mosquitoes just to ease the itch. Water, purification tablets, toothbrush in here, toothpicks, you name it. It's just kind of everything I need to take care of myself from a hygiene perspective when I'm out and about, because sometimes it's easy to forget this stuff at home. You think fishing, hunting gear, camping gear, and then you forget hygiene. So I just leave this in my truck at all times, and I know that I can smell somewhat good when I'm out here. This is made by Mystery Ranch, but I don't remember the exact model of this pouch. So I just leave this in the truck, and that's something I recommend you doing if you travel and go camping, so that you can actually smell decent.
Never be wrong.
All right. Always put on the life jacket. Streamlined today on the kayak. Just got 3 rods and 3 tackle boxes. A lot of kayakers out. I don't think these kayakers are fishing, just chilling on the kayaks. We've got some boaters out here. These guys are fishing. I'm assuming most of these boaters out here are going for crappie. Crappie right now are in. So, I mean, the crappie don't leave. It's a lake, but right now is a great time to target them because they're getting ready to move up to the shallow, so they're a little bit easier to find. Especially here on the southern end of the lake. This side is shallower, so it warms up faster than the north end. I've got a little crappie jig here. This is a 1/16 ounce white jig head with a red eyeball and a chartreuse Mr. Crappie lure. And I'm gonna adjust my leader length here for my bobber to about 5 feet deep. So right now it's only like at a foot or two because it's sliding. So we're gonna let some line go here. This lake is shallow, so for the most part 5 feet is about all you need. So we're fishing blind, so we're just gonna cast this bobber out and just kind of move around and see if we can't get any takers. Nick's not very far behind me, so he should show up. And today Preston's also gonna join us. They'll be here hopefully in an hour or two, and then I'm gonna hit the water first, see if I can't locate some crappie and some bass. So this is my crappie tackle box, and in the last video we were using this gold panther martin, but here we're not going to target trout, so we're going to switch this rod over to a crappie setup as well. So I'm going to fish with 2 crappie setups to maximize our chances of finding crappie. So crappie, they tend to not be super picky. Like if you put a grub in front of a hungry crappie, a lot of times he's going to eat it. So I'm going to tie on 2 different lures here for my crappie setup. This one is going to be a slightly smaller presentation, so this is going to use a 1/32 ounce instead of a 1/16 ounce jig head, and I have a slightly different soft plastic on here, but I'm gonna need to tie a uni knot first. But this is what I'm using. So this is a 1/32 ounce chartreuse jig head with a panfish stinger. So it's got a white body like a maggot and then a single chartreuse tail. Slightly different, but not all too different. Sometimes these panfish or fish in general, they can be a little bit picky as to what they want to bite. Depending on that day and the mood of the fish, you do have to throw the right thing. With this one, I'm also going to use a bobber. For this one, I'm going to use a slightly shorter leader just to locate the fish. These fish, they could be suspended at a different depth today. So I got 2 bobber rods, because here, if you have the 2-pole endorsement, which is a license that you have to buy on top of your annual fishing license, you can use 2 rods simultaneously. So got one bobber right there and the other one right there. And bobber fishing is all visual. So once that bobber drains, then set the hook. Now this is going to be a little bit cumbersome because the wind's blowing from this direction and I do not have an anchor. So gonna actively be paddling like this to keep my kayak in the same spot. But now we just wait, really. I mean, you can also like give it some action by like working the bobber. But oh, that's a fish on right there. But what I was gonna say is, even though there's only little chops right here, these little chops will constantly move your bobber up and down. And oh, hey, we got a bass. Look how tiny that little bass is. Beautiful. He's healthy looking too. There you go, buddy. But anyway, these little chops right here, even though they're not much, they constantly move your bobber up and down like that, and that gives your lure action. So sometimes you really don't even need to do anything. Just let it sit there. But I'm clearly getting drifted along here, so no skunk. Caught ourselves a little bass. So this is the strategy, because the wind's blowing like this and it's bobber down. I missed it because I was too busy talking. The wind's blowing like this, so I'm just gonna drift along with the current, and my jigs are going to drift along with me, and hopefully they come across a school of crappie or some big bass. And then once we get too close to the shore, I'll paddle back out and then we'll do the same drift over again. But we need to pay attention. I need to stop talking here. These fish are biting. That's already 2 bobber downs on the panfish stinger. Oh, this bobber drowned. Oh, too much slack. Ah, too much slack, too much slack. Fishing with 2 rods might be hurting me. I just have way too much slack. Regain some water. Now we can start a drift again. Oh, this bobber's going down. Fish on. Feels like a good fish. Are you a crappie or are you a bass? Oh, perch. All right. We got ourselves a nice perch. That's the first one on the Strike King today. That's a beautiful perch, actually. Perch are one of the spiniest fishes that you can get. There we go. Not too shabby of a perch. Let him go. One bass, one perch. That didn't take all that long. And again, we're just drifting along here, so like, this is the downfall of not investing in proper equipment of a kayak to make you be able to fish more efficiently. Like weights, anchors, trolling motors, you name it. But we'll make it work. Oh, this bobber's down. I was paying attention to that one over there. How did I not get that? Again, sometimes less is more. My attention is being split between these two. This is why I usually try to put my bobbers within the same line of sight. Woo! As soon as I put on my puffy jacket, now the sun's beaming and the wind died. Not only did the wind die, but the fishing activity has died too. Bobbers aren't even getting tapped anymore. But Nick and Preston just pulled up to the launch, so maybe they can help me figure out these fish. A lot of times when you're pan fishing for crappie, unless you come out here on one of those days, the average day is going to be like this, but then the last hour or 2 hours of light is typically feeding time for them. So many times, if you're not fishing early morning or last light, this is kind of your fishing experience that you're going to get. Just very slow, but then as the light starts to taper out, the fish just know it's feeding time and your bobbers start going down. I mean, I could be fishing right on top of a school right now, but simply because it's not time to feed, it just makes it seem like there's no fish around. But man, once that clock just ticks and it hits the right time, bobbers start draining. It's been a minute since I fished this lake though, so all my previous experiences at this lake may be completely wrong. That's fishing, gotta love it. I don't know if this guy can't fly or what, but I hope he doesn't sting me. I'm giving him a free ride. Bobbers are not getting touched. I'm gonna go to my tried and true little jig head here, and I'm going to this color right here. This is the Strike King Mr. Crappie, so it's got a body and a single tail, but the color looks like a pearl silver clear type with some sparkles on it. This is a really good lure for me. I mean, everything in this tackle box right here, this is my crappie tackle box, so everything in here I've crushed crappie with before, which is why they're in here. They've made the cut, and it's not the only baits that work. There are many other lures that will work too, but these are just my confidence baits. I've got Notorious Custom Jigs in here, like this. All this top row right here is Notorious Custom Jigs. The one right below, it's all Strike King, and then the ones in here, these are all just various different brands. And then I have my hooks right down here. So my bobbers haven't been getting hit, but I'm gonna prep and re-rig these for hopefully prime time. You made it.
Yeah, I made it. Sorry about the confusion.
Nah, you're good, man. I was gonna be out here regardless. One bobber rod One active jigging rod. Fish on.
Fish on?
Fish on right under the boat.
Right under the boat, huh? So
Got a perch. We were right.
I wanted to see. I thought.
I felt, or I saw it getting tugged. I mean, this rod, I mean, I had it like right above. Oh, I'm over it. I had it right above. Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Great job.
Oh, there you go. Beautiful perch. These are good eater perch too.
That's a nice perch, dude.
I know. Right there. Nice little perch. Right on cue. I think there's fish under us. Boom. And drop straight down to the bottom. And just let it dead stick right off the kayak. Oh yeah. Come back. Fish are starting to get active, Nick.
Dig it, dig it. I just had the same moment, dude. Come on.
Fish are getting active.
Come on.
Oh, he's drained.
Come on.
He's drained. Oh, why didn't you set the hook?
I don't know. I hesitated.
The bobber drained like 5 inches. All right, come on. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. I'm gonna throw a bobber on this rod too. Oh. How? How? My bobber was drained.
It's probably the little perch, bro.
They just come up and bite the tail?
Bite the tail, yeah. They pull the tail roll off real quick.
Let me see. Oh yeah, look at that. Pulled my jig off. Just biting the tail, not the hook. It's gone. Where's my bobber at? I don't know. Oh.
Well, my pond is a bobber, so
Oh. That's a fish
that's
on.
a fish on.
Oh, we found them, Nick. They've been here the whole time. This one might be a crappie. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Might be a bass, actually.
I don't
that fast.
It might be a
Yeah,
bass.
it's a bass. Oh,
No, it's a crappie. Let's go.
Crappie.
They're starting to wake up.
No, what are we
Oh
doing?
no. Oh no.
Oh no.
I think your thing's just wrapped around. We caught ourselves a crappie. We're on the board. Nick and I are a mess. I'm telling you folks, we've been fishing around this pool for the past like hour and nothing. But as soon as the sun is starting to dip, beautiful black crappie. There is a 9-inch minimum rule here, which I have my little tape measure right here. We're gonna measure him. Oh, he's 10. Oh yeah, he's 10. Pretty.
Nice crappie.
I don't have a bucket, so I'm gonna throw them in front of me. This is gonna be a complete fiasco. Oh, bobber down. Fish on. Feels like a good one. I was about to move. Oh, perch. That's another perch. These are good perch in here too. They're not small. Like these are the ones you want to keep if you're into keeping perch. Perch is good eating. Here we go. Another beautiful yellow perch. I was about to move, but like I said, everything I've thrown at them today has caught me fish. Like the lure itself hasn't really been the key. It's just been being extra patient. I mean, I've caught them off of the Strike King. I've caught them off of the Panfish Stinger. I've caught them off of the tube jig over here, the little hustler. So it's just a matter of being patient, and these fish are not super aggressive. So like you really have to just let it sit there, and then over time, I guess, it convinces them that it's real. Oh, this bobber is getting dragged. Oh, come on, come back. It just needs some enticing. This bobber, he's playing with it. My bobber is bobbing up and down. Come on. There we go. On him again. That's another perch. Oh my goodness, it's perch town out here. I love seeing the perch make a comeback out of this lake. This lake, when I first started fishing it, it had really good perch fishing, and then for a good decade there, like, perch was hardly ever caught. And then voila, look who's back, and they're very respectable size. So again, I just caught one off of a Strike King, and then I just caught one off of this little hustler. So sun is starting to dip and my hopes are going up. There's hundreds of panfish underneath us, but just gotta be extra patient with them. Get a little hungry. Pull out my sandwich, get some food in my belly. Oh, fish on. Feels like a bass.
What is it?
It's a perch.
Let me get it.
All right, I'll keep them for you. Well, I switched over to a moving lure because these things just aren't hitting the bobber. So Nick wants to keep the perch. So these are all perfect. You'll get a... Oh, he almost escaped. But what I switched over to is, since I'm retrieving now, I want something to sink a little bit faster. So I've got like a 1/8 ounce jig head, and then I have a Z-Man twin tail, paddle tail, whatever this thing's called, the Micro Goat. This is the Blue Glimmer Sparkle, 1.75 inches, and first time using it, but when I saw it at the store, I just thought it looked very juicy. And this thing, the thing I like about it is, like, it takes almost no effort to get the two paddles to wiggle. So I can retrieve it extra slow and it'll still paddle and give the action that this soft plastic needs to trigger a fish bite. And that was like my second or third cast. First fish in like how many hours? Just gonna cast, let it sink, because the fish seem to be about right above the weeds, which we're fishing about 10 to 12 feet of water, and the weeds are about 4 feet tall. So fish on right there again. They might be active, Nick. Like they might be wanting to chase. This is probably another perch. You're going home with a lot of perch. These are good perch. Yeah. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I switched over to this because the bobber was not producing anymore. So just reeling. I'm letting it sink. So we're fishing about 10 to 12 feet of water. The weeds are about 4 feet off the water. So I'm letting it sink about 8 feet. And so like I'm hovering my little jig right at the top of the weeds. And I mean, we just smacked 2 perch. So cast, let it sink. We're about to get hit with some waves. And we'll retrieve it once again. I am retrieving extra slow like this. And a lot of times, if your plastic is not high quality, when you go slow like this, your action won't move. The plastic won't properly move. So the fact that the Z-Man is properly paddling, even when I'm reeling extra slow like this, that's a sign of a good quality bait. Again, this is my first time using the Z-Man Finesse, whatever this thing is. So fish on again, like that. Moving. We might have found, I found the sauce, Nick. Here's all your sauce. Nick's trying to do a perch catch and cook, so he's gonna have himself a a good fish fry. You need a lot of these guys to get yourself a good meal. Yeah, folks. The sun's going down. It's getting chilly. I was really banking on the fish starting to pick up right around this time, but it hasn't. The activity's been dead, like slow to dead. And we've picked up a few fish here and there, but yeah, we've been out here for several hours and we only have a few fish to show for it, which that's kind of early spring fishing. A lot of these lakes are still really cold, so fish aren't super active yet. But I was just being a little bit optimistic. But we're gonna make our way over to the ramp and eventually call it. But I'm gonna make my way there, fishing slowly. There's a big old Tom strutter over there, gobbling with his flock of hens, getting me excited for turkey season. It's almost here. Super easy. It is dark, but that's gonna conclude Nick and I's early spring fishing trip. It was super awesome. We had a lot of high hopes for this lake and we didn't do too bad. We actually caught fish, but nothing just got us really excited. We were really hoping that as the sun started to dip, the fishing would get better, but it just was never good and just super slow and a lot of perch. So with that said, thank you as always for watching this camping adventure with Nick and I. See you on the next one.